Last week here at Pro Football Weekly, we counted down the top 5 offensive coordinators. The number 1 on the list was Rob Chudzinski from the Carolina Panthers. This week we had the PFW editors vote on the top 5 defensive coordinators, and we'll start with number 5, who hasn't even been a defensive coordinator for quite some time.
I think he's a guy who certainly is aggressive.
I think his creativity is what sets him apart.
He is obviously an accomplished defensive coordinator. Look what he did in Philadelphia.
I think he made the list from, in part from his reputation, what he did when he was with the Giants.
Obviously, everyone's going to talk about that Super Bowl win over the Patriots.
The job he did on that Patriots offense was exceptional.
You know you're going to be in for it when you're facing a Steve Spagnuolo defense because they're going to be physical, they're going to be relentless.
We've seen a lot of head coaches go from the head coach to defensive coordinator and have a ton of success.
Given everything that's happened to the Saints, I think he's really got an intriguing scenario to try to prove himself again.
Mike Zimmer, to me, one of the more underrated defensive coaches in the league for sure.
Mike Zimmer's one of those guys, you hear his name kind of floating around for head coaching, but he sticks with that defense, sticks with that coordinator position. He's done a very good job for a long time.
I like Mike Zimmer a lot. Salty guy, knows football in and out.
And his players love to play for him. He's very fundamentally solid.
He's been great in Cincinnati. I think he's one of the difference makers at this particular coaching position.
Look at what they did in Cincinnati last season. It was so impressive with a group that was bad the year before.
And when you look at the players that Cincinnati has had over the last couple of years, you don't necessarily see names that jump off the page at you.
You could make the argument that he's done maybe as much with the personnel he's had on hand as some of the other guys on this list.
He made the adjustments needed without the benefit of an offseason.
And what he's done with this Bengals defense, to me, is truly remarkable.
He's one of the best 3-4 coordinators in history.
I think Dom Capers maybe could even be higher on this list.
There are a few coaches that have been around as long as he has.
Success in multiple locations. Again, his system just clearly works.
From his time with the Steelers to his time with the Panthers, the Texans, the Jaguars.
He came to Green Bay a couple years ago and instantly made them very successful again.
I know a lot of people are going to look at the yards given up last season, but the team, they create turnovers, they put pressure on the quarterback, they mix things up, the disguises he throws out there.
He knows how to adjust late in games. I think he is quick to make those adjustments when other teams, other coordinators might not see things as quickly. He's very experienced.
Other coaches love to rip off what he does, obviously the zone blitz.
And it's pretty amazing to see the experience around the league, and he's one of the best and has been for a long time.
PFW Coach of the Year, of course. You want to talk about quick turnarounds. I think he is probably the master of the quick turnaround.
I just look at last year, what he did with that Houston Texans defense that was bottom of the league the year before.
That Houston defense in 2010 was, it was awful.
That Texans defense was absolutely abysmal in 2010, and he just turned it into one of the best units in the league immediately.
Enter Wade Phillips, enter some more talent. All of a sudden, this is one of the best defenses in the league.
I just love what he did. He instilled some confidence in that secondary.
Nobody did a better job, especially walking in from day one, dealing with all the rookies that he did.
That alone gets him on the list, but he has a long history of doing similar types of things with defenses in his previous stops, whether it be in Denver, Buffalo, Dallas.
Phillips has done this at stop after stop in the league. That, to me, is the mark of a guy who does his job very well.
He's the master.
LeBeau's been dominating it and been doing it for a long time.
Dick is as innovative as ever, and he's in his 70s and he's still going strong.
I don't think anyone would have an argument with Coach LeBeau at number 1. He's been doing it so long, and it's kind of time-tested.
Consistency of results. That's what it's about with Dick LeBeau defenses.
It seems like they're at the top of the league every single year. There's a reason for that.
And he really knows how to create pressure with that zone blitz scheme that he really invented.
Teams have adapted their personnel and the way they put teams together based on what Dick's done over the last 30 years defensively.
He's Hall of Famer, highly respected, communicates well, very humble, down to earth.
Everybody just hones in on every word, hangs on every word because they know it's the gospel. The guy knows defense like nobody else.
They adore him, they respect him, they play hard for him.
I think there's a lot of qualities that make Dick LeBeau the top defensive coordinator in the NFL.
He's the best defensive coordinator in the game, bar none.
So no big surprise, Dick LeBeau of the Pittsburgh Steelers is voted the number 1 defensive coordinator by Pro Football Weekly. But maybe it wouldn't have been a surprise if Wade Phillips ended up number 1 either. It's a 2-horse race, and you should let us know who you think is the best defensive coordinator. Sound off in the comments section of our YouTube channel, and for our new top 5s every week during the offseason, keep checking back to ProFootballWeekly.com.